I was discussing the stimulus checks. We got 3 rounds of stimulus checks, 2 under Trump and 1 under Joe Biden, through the pandemic era. And I expressed my opinion that they being the federal government, handled the stimulus checks wrongly. I thought that the stimulus checks, and I still do think, that the stimulus checks should have been targeted to people who lost their jobs, to people who lost their income, instead of just giving it to everybody in the country. Some people didn't lose their jobs, some people did, and the stimulus check should have gone to the people that did, in my opinion. This person disagrees with that. They say, you're saying everyone shouldn't have gotten a stimulus check because they didn't need it, but it's unfair to the people who had to continue to work throughout the pandemic and risk their lives and the lives of their families, or the health of their family. I don't know why TikTok keeps cutting these last few words off, but regardless, anyway. Yes, that is correct. I said that not everybody should have got a stimulus check. For example, that meant me and my wife. Renee kept working through all of that. I was already retired by the time the pandemic hit, so I was already home. She was the breadwinner in the family, and she worked in bulk agricultural exporting. That doesn't stop even in a pandemic. All of that keeps moving. So we should have never gotten stimulus checks because we didn't miss a beat economically speaking, right? And you say it's unfair to people who had to continue to work throughout the pandemic. If they didn't get a stimulus check when everybody did, then it's unfair. That's my response to that. Life sucks. Buy a helmet. I don't know what to tell you, but sometimes life isn't fucking fair. And I am of the opinion that if you continue to work during the pandemic, then no, the federal government shouldn't have sent stimulus checks to people who were still working, us included. It should have gone to people who lost their income during the pandemic. That is my opinion. That was my opinion then. That's my opinion now. That's going to be my opinion 20 fucking years from now. It was a waste of money to send. Okay, if I could please, I'm gonna use some people that I'm mutuals with on TikTok as an example, and I'm sure they'll understand why I'm using them as an example, right? If you follow me, there's a better than not chance that you at least know of, or at some point in time have followed or currently do follow a gentleman in Las Vegas by the name of Legal Dad, right? Good guy, good family guy. We all know what Legal Dad does. He's a lawyer, right? Now, I'm not sitting here suggesting that I know how much Legal Dad makes or how much Legal Dad has. And I don't want to know how much Legal Dad makes or has. But I think that we can all assume that Legal Dad and Legal Family live comfortably, considering that one of Legal Dad's hobbies is that he owns an airplane, right? Good on him. Busted his ass to get through law school and build something in the private sector, and he is enjoying the spoils of his hard work. Do you think Legal Dad needed a stimulus check? No, he probably didn't. Right? Nobody's going to say no to an extra grand or two, right? Not a single fucking person I know is going to say no to an extra grand or two. But did he need it? No. Just like us, we didn't need it, right? And this is not, I love me some Legal Dad. This is nothing negative towards Legal Dad. I'm just using him as an example. I'm sure Legal Dad wouldn't have gone, well, it's unfair that I didn't get a stimulus check since I kept working, right? Now, you in the comment section might actually be talking about somebody that works for a fast food joint or something of that nature, and I can understand where you're coming from. But at the end of the day, things like stimulus checks should be reserved for people who actually need them. Enhanced unemployment needs to be reserved for people who actually need it. Government assistant is a vital and needed tool for a healthy, well-run society, but they should be reserved for people who need it. And there were a lot of people who were still working during the pandemic who didn't need a stimulus check, yet got one. There were owners of companies out there that didn't miss a beat and got a stimulus check that they didn't need. So, unfair? I know that sometimes I come off cold and callous, but I don't fucking care if it's unfair. Then it's unfair. It was still wrong to give a stimulus check to everybody in the country at the same time when not everybody needed one.